Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Legacy Let's Play world. This week, Mojang released another snapshot, and I just want to talk through some of the changes. I wouldn't describe any of the changes as headline worthy, but there are some significant changes that they added and took away. So the first thing they added was two bugs. There are two bugs that have been on the bug tracker for a long time, and in the last snapshot, they actually fixed them. The bugs had to do with normalization of movement. So normally when you move forward and then you move at a diagonal, you're starting to move to the left or right, and so naturally and logically, your forward momentum should slow down a little bit. But that's not the way Minecraft worked. When we were crouching or sneaking and we moved at a diagonal direction, our forward momentum would stay the same. We would keep moving forward at the same pace. And it didn't really make sense, but it's been in the game for a long time. And there are people who rely on this, people who do parkour, people who do speed bridging, things like that. And so Mojang got a lot of feedback and they undid the bug fixes. They did say they would address this at some point in the future, and how they will do that, I'm not specifically sure, but these bugs have effectively become mechanics in the game and just something that a lot of people are used to and in some cases rely on. So it is nice to see that Mojang is listening and they do take our input into consideration. Almost all the rest of the changes had to do with under the hood stuff. They made lots of changes to the code and how data packs are going to work, and they're really making a lot of progress towards making the game more data-driven. And the way that this sort of shows up is there are less specific mobs and more variants. So for example, with the new pig variants, they didn't have to create entirely new mobs. They could just use a variant tag and say, this is a warm pig and this is a cold pig, and our pig mob will show up as a different variant. Ultimately, it makes the code a lot lighter and a lot faster and doesn't bog down the game as much. It can do more with less. And they made similar changes to the way cats and frogs and wolves are going to work. By using this variant concept, I've seen some folks demonstrating data packs that they've made where if we put a tag on a sword, it will have a different skin. And that's a really cool way to make variations in weapons without having to add a whole new sword. I saw a video of a data pack that basically reskinned all of the potions. So each potion had a different look. Just from glancing at your inventory, you could tell whether it was a strength potion or an invisibility potion based on the color and shape of the bottle. And again, they didn't have to design entirely new items, they just made variants. They also added some code as far as how blocking works. So right now we can block with a shield, and we could use those same mechanics on other things. So potentially you could make a data pack that would make a sword that was capable of blocking. So cool stuff that they're adding. I'm a big fan of customization, and I love it that Mojang supports the modding community. I do think it's really weird how differently Java and Bedrock handle mods, though. So on Java, we have data packs, and we have resource packs, and we have mods. And using the code that they provide, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with your game. Bedrock doesn't really do mods, but they have a marketplace. And through the marketplace, you can do add-ons. So things that will add mobs or different types of play or tie-ins with different brands and characters, things like that. At this point, I don't know if I have an opinion of which one is better. The nice thing with the Bedrock Marketplace is you have a central place where you can go and find all of this stuff. It's all vetted and you know what you're getting when you download something. On Java, with mods, we often have to get them from third-party sites and that kind of thing, and that can be a little sketchy at times. A lot of the add-ons cost money, which is great for the developers because they get supported for the work they're doing. Where most mods are free, but the developers don't really have a way of monetizing them unless they do like a Patreon or paid downloads through their website or something like that. Personally, I play very vanilla. I do some mods and some data packs, mostly quality of life stuff, things that make the game look a little bit better or help with rendering, dynamic light, stuff like that. I don't do a lot of things that change the core game. And I guess that's the beauty of it is, whatever you want the game to be, you can make it that. One thing I've really been wanting lately is a way to whistle for my horse. There are some mods out there, and I am not very good with code, but I was considering trying to write my own horse whistle mod or horse whistle data pack and see if I could do it. Because, man, I am losing my horse all the time. And when it wanders off, what are you going to do? So anyway, it's just really weird how differently Bedrock and Java handle the game modification. And it's just really weird, when they talk about parity and all that, how different the games still are. Right now, we are working on 1.21. Whatever. I think on Java, the next spring drop is going to be 1.21.5. But on Bedrock, 1.21.60 just came out. So I'm not even sure what the numbers mean. Now that we've moved to drops instead of updates, I don't know what it would take to go to a 1.22. So we'll see how the development all kind of pans out. It feels right now like we are on a weekly cadence. So I imagine next week we'll see another snapshot. And I've got my fingers crossed on some, new stuff. We've seen the leaf litter and we've seen the wildflowers, and both of those look fantastic. In last week's snapshot, they dialed them down a little bit, and this week they cranked them back up, so they're just everywhere. One thing I was thinking about is in our existing worlds, I suspect there might be certain places where it's already been rendered and we won't have the leaf litter. So you might, after a while, have these really clean forests and then really messy and overgrown forests. Might be kind of weird. The other thing we've seen, of course, in the snapshots is the pig variants. We've got the temperate pig, we've got the warm pig, we've got the cold pig. And I feel like all these under the hood changes are making it so it will be much, much easier to add more variants. My fingers are crossed that we are going to see chicken variants and cow variants and who knows what else. We'll just have to see what happens. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. If you want to be like these folks and help support the channel, click join down below. Membership starts at 99 cents and it really helps me out. And thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.